Hey everybody, it's Stare at the cushion on the big blue couch again, which could only mean it's time for another question and answer video session. Sent in Twitter, direct message, any of that stuff. Start things off, not a question, more of a brag. I've got a page up on my website for clearance cars, things I made extras of, since I've got extra parts, decals, cars laying around. You can go there, buy already pre-made. May not necessarily be these three, but at the time of filming, I've got stuff like that. Questions. What is the hardest build, most difficult, toughest, I forget what the phrasing was, build you've ever done? Well, there's two trains of thought here. One, as far as actually applying it all and the design, all of that, could be the Ryan Ellis car, which I'm going to put up here. Just, there was a lot of overlay, the black, the blue, the decal had to fit just right. You can probably figure out, and I had to make a bunch of them. Fortunately, after a couple, it kind of turned into an assembly line, but still, if painting didn't go quite right, I'd have to scrap and start over. I did that a couple of times. It's just pretty complex. And any of those kinds where there's, more than one primary color, if the hood and the posts and the pillars are one thing, the front's one, the back's another. RCR is terrible at this, especially with their nationwide cars, the Xfinity cars. Those are hard to build, but I got those done. On the other hand, there's something like the Austin Wayne Self ARCA car, where it just took a ton of time to organize everything before I even started the car, all of the decals, laying out the whole thing from scratch. There was some kind of difficulty in the dividing line between white and red. I think the whole hood was just a decal. But this thing had so many sponsors, and you can find most of them online if you look hard enough, and the driver sponsors, team sponsors, or just Googling the actual thing, but sometimes you have to get creative and just replicate them on your own. Can I see what the windshield graphic looks like of a car after you're done? Well, I actually don't have any cup cars, big cup cars. Got little Landon. It's not going to come into focus, is it? Yeah, somewhat. That show that. I've got, there's like ARCA, which is pretty basic. It's just a strip of black that I cut into place. I don't think there was anything under this one. And the other one's black goes right over it. This is a fantasy car for a baseball team. You can see they still have, well, they did look like this with the manufacturer and the name in the middle, and there's a font for that. You can Google it and find it pretty easily. Now we're in a monster now, so gotta start that from scratch again if anybody wants any cup cars. Tools that you use to make them. Well, let's see. All the tools a young, growing die-cast builder will need. Big scissors, little scissors, what do you call it, like eyebrow trimmers or something? I don't know. Pencil, glue, craft glue, tacky glue. Where is it? Toothpick, a lot of these, you'd be surprised. Metal pick, I guess that's what this is called. Now, ideally, I have one with a little hook on the end. I'd love to know where that is. A little more helpful, but just the straight one, especially when you're taking stuff apart or picking little bits of stuff out from here and there. Good thing to have. Don't know what it is, good thing to have. Screwdriver. Screwdriver heads. Yeah. Tweezers, absolutely. Thin pair of tweezers. Fat Sharpie, really thin Sharpie. And this is good when I'm doing black cars. You're not going to be able to see it now because I already did it. There's going to be a little bit of a rim around some of the decals if you didn't cut it quite right, or even if you did, because it's if there's white backing paper, there's always going to be a little bit of trim around it. Just take it and trace around all the white. And it winds up looking pretty good. Gotta do the windshield banner here, and this is done. I already have the tires on and everything. Oh, there's two of them. What else we got? How do you build your shelves? Well, yeah, I post pictures of my own collection sometime, and I have them up on my wall. Just on some pretty basic looking display cases and shelves. And these are real easy to build. It's called get a piece of craft wood from a craft store, get a second piece, this one, that, can I get back out there far enough? Well, you can see how big it is. Paint one black, paint one white, wood glue them together, bam, you're done. It can get more complex. You can, sometimes I use like a road surface you can lay along here, but at the end of the day, these are just going up in my bedroom, so really, who cares? It's just, they gotta go somewhere. Something else people have asked, or I guess not asked, just kind of inferred, oh wow, it's gotta be cool, you're making a lot of money doing this, and you get to meet drivers, and you know, they know you and all this. Well, clear things up, not making a lot of money, don't get the wrong idea about that, and I can name the number of drivers that know me on one hand and still have a thumb and a bunch of fingers left over. So don't get in it to start schmoozing, because then you're just going to be annoying, and I mean, nobody really likes that. And what else we got? Do you get along with other builders? Sure, I guess. I mean, I try and help people out. I know there's some that have apprenticed from me, kind of, that I, hand tips out to. It's how I got started. There's one guy that I guess I have a rivalry with. I don't know. I retweeted him once, and he got real offended and just accused me of, trying to steal his followers and, blah, blah, blah. It's like, they're just toy cars, man. It doesn't matter. And, they're just toy cars, people. That's all I got.